Ni rahisi sana kufikiria kwamba Wajackoyah ni project ya Raila Odinga, lakini ni vigumu sana kufikiria kwamba anaweza kuwa project ya William Ruto. Maybe that was the trick. Exactly that, so that you could think he's a project of Raila Odinga, so that you can favor William Ruto. And if you think he's a project of William Ruto, then you have a hard time to explain. But I'm here not to tell you that Wajackoyah is a project of William Ruto, but to explain to you how he could be a project of William Ruto that is created for you to think that is a project of Raila Odinga. First and foremost, I remind you, in 2013 and 2017, William Ruto has been selling himself as a God-fearing leader, a God-fearing presidential candidate, through going to church, donating extremely huge amounts of money in churches, and doing things. Before doing anything, kwanza anaanza na maombi na nyimbo za Kikristo. So this is a candidate mwenye amekuwa kijiuza kama a Christian, and who will protect the interest of Christians if he becomes a president. What about Wajackoyah? Wajackoyah zile vile anajiuza, anakuja anatuambia kwamba anataka kuuza bangi. You all know bangi. Bangi haiwezi pelekana na kanisa, especially in Kenya. Christians are believing, and they have been made to believe, that bangi ni mmea ambao unatumika na watu wabaya, walevi, wazimu, na wale ambao hawaogopi Mungu hata kidogo. The Christians in Kenya have criminalized this plant. So when Wajackoyah comes and tells you to legalize bangi, the church will be the first to condemn this bangi, and so they will look for the most preferred candidate who can never accept bangi in the country, and that candidate is obviously William Ruto. Now, we consolidate that. You think about any other agenda ya Wajackoyah, it is something that the Christians cannot accept. And the other thing after bangi ni how Wajackoyah is dealing with corruption. And Wajackoyah is proposing that if anyone is found to be guilty of corruption, anyongwe. Now that means killing, and killing means taking away life. In a Christian setup, they will tell you that only God and God alone is allowed to take life. No human, for any reason whatsoever, is allowed to take life except God. So when Wajackoyah says that if one is found guilty, anyongwe, the church will again be against Wajackoyah. And the only person they can go to is a person who shows them that they are one of them. And that is William Ruto, and not Raila Odinga. And number 3, wherever you mention about politics, then you have to speak about perception. Politics is all about what people perceive about you. And most are the times that if you want any political position, then people have to keep on speaking about you. The way you are speaking about Wajackoyah, the way you are speaking about Raila Odinga, and the same way you are speaking about William Ruto. That brings about a concept called popularity. Popularity is how one is known. When you mention about presidential candidate to a person who is in shags ama mwenye ako town, will he be able to get you some candidates when you wako lined up for presidential position for this election? That is very important. Everywhere Raila Odinga goes, lazima ataje William Ruto, and everywhere William Ruto goes, lazima ataje Raila Odinga. Now, we are not speaking about Raila Odinga, we are speaking about William Ruto and Wajackoyah. If you listen to how Wajackoyah presented his manifesto, wakati alikuwa anapeana manifesto yake, and how he has been campaigning, you will realize that Wajackoyah amekuwa akiuza William Ruto's hustler nation narrative. Why? Wajackoyah is trying his best to get the interest and the attention of the youth who are believed to be behind William Ruto's back ahead of 2022 general election. One would think that youth inakuwa inaletwa pamoja ndio iraise against another presidential candidate in favor of Wajackoyah, but maybe these are youths being prepared to favor William Ruto's candidature in August 9. How? Ukimsikiza alisema bangi ni mzuri kuliko wheelbarrow wakati alikuwa na launch manifesto. Akienda anaenda akisema kwamba uongozi lazima utahama kutoka kwa wale wamekuwa wakituongoza historically na ipate damu mpya. That is 2. And number 3, which is most important, Wajackoyah ameavoid kabisa kutaja jina ya Raila Odinga, not because Raila Odinga is his relative or his tribesmate, but because the name to sell here is not Wajackoyah or Raila Odinga, but the name to sell here is William Ruto. And akiongea kuhusu William Ruto, if and just in case Wajackoyah causes a rerun, ama kitu ifanyike tu isemekane kwamba Wajackoyah hataki kufika kwa ballot, anataka kusupport someone else, it will be difficult for him to support Raila Odinga than it will be for him to support William Ruto. Atakuja atakwambia that mimi nimeona hata nikipigana sita make it because my agendas are against the will of the people that seems to be against the will of God. And therefore, when I looked at these things, nikiangalia, nikaona to say sorry to God or to apologize to God, I had to go to the man who is more godly. So I chose William Ruto, and that is how Wajackoyah will join William Ruto. After all the votes he has are for the hustlers, those who are believed to be behind in terms of money. The hustlers, the real hustlers, as William Ruto has been selling it. So it will be easy for Wajackoyah to get into Ruto's camp. If Wajackoyah does a mistake and joins Raila, it will be again in favor of William Ruto. How? If he joins Raila, wataanza kusema Raila ni ule jamaa a blasphemous president. And Raila akona one candidate who is believed to be an atheist. I saw a clip that was explaining how Martha Karua does not believe in God and how Raila Odinga does not like stories about God. So at one time alifanya mistake, akataja badala ataje mvua inatoka juu mbinguni kwa Mungu, akasema inatoka juu mbinguni na shetani. Another setup akaanza kusema mvua ni Mungu anakojoa. So people tend to believe that he is antichrist. Again, Mother Karua is not into Christianity because he doesn't believe in God. She believes more in science. So it will be easy for William Ruto to fight this side yenye hai believe kwa Mungu, and again imekuja kupropose tunyonge watu na tuuze bangi na tumalize wanyama wa mwituni ati tukitafuta makende yake. So if you give this a well thought and give it time to think about it, Wajackoyah is not a project of Raila Odinga. It is a project of William Ruto. Afike kwa ballot ama akose kufika. Tufanye rerun ama tukose kufanya rerun. He is a project of William Ruto. But maybe the way people are speaking about it is twisted in the other way around. So that people think he's a project of Raila Odinga. He's here to kuharibia Raila Odinga jina. But in reality, Wajackoyah kuwa ametumwa to drive what the meaning of the hustler nation was. Because as you know, Wajackoyah amechukua sasa, amekuwa yeye ndiye the real hustler, because he has never been in politics, in the political limelight, but he has now come from being a street boy, a mortuary worker, a policeman, to a lawyer, and now he wants to become the next president. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kim, and that is my explainer.